this is going to be one of the biggest weeks that we have had in a very, very long time. We have a massive setup, and there could be easy money made this week depending on how CPI comes in. If it comes down lower than expected, then expect the market to absolutely rip out of the water here. So on the weekly chart, I've been talking about this downtrend for so long. You're probably so pissed off about hearing it by now, but the market's been so choppy the last 3 weeks. But we rejected it once again. So there's a reason I've been talking about it is because, well, look at that. We rejected it. We rejected this downtrend from 480 all the way here, rejected it here, and now it looks like there's a nice little bearish engulfing. But do not count out the lower CPI data. This looks like a falling wedge pattern, tried to break out, got rejected on Friday, but none of these formations matter. All depends on the data on Tuesday morning. If CPI is lower than expected, I would expect a massive rip up to like this 406 level, maybe even this 401, where the 200 EMA is that green line. So there's a lot of lines right here. I'm just paying attention to that CPI data on Tuesday, ripping up here if it's lower than expected. And then if it's higher than expected, holy shit, there's so much room to go down. I think we could end up testing this 348 if the Fed's plan is not working. It looks like it's working. It looks like the real estate market's starting to cool down. A lot of buyers are coming in because the housing prices are really cooling off. And all cash investors don't care about interest rates. So they could also refinance on the mortgage later on in the future with these cheaper housing prices to buy. So there is some forward-looking investments in the current economic state, but as of right now, CPI data is the massive data point coming out this week, and the Federal Reserve comes out with their decision and their projections on where interest rates are going to go on Wednesday as well. So expect Tuesday and Wednesday to be massive moving days. Lower than expected, I think we could rip up to maybe retest this again this week, 405-ish, above this 401 at least, this 200 EMA. On the downside, I wouldn't even be surprised to see 380, 385. So there's going to be some massive moves this week. All depends on what happens on Tuesday and the Federal Reserve's decision on Wednesday. So I'm basically just watching the S&P 500. Whatever happens on CPI, I'm going with that direction the entire way. And then on the market side, for earnings, I'm looking at Adobe. Adobe's the only thing that I really like, but I also don't like it at all. So this was at $6.99. Obviously, that's crazy from everybody just buying and buying and buying in 2020 and 2021. But I do see some upside for Adobe. I really do. So I've been doing some research. I'm going to have to do a little bit more, but above this 350, we could shoot up back up to this 400 level. So I would look at the options chain in Adobe to see if there was any opportunity here. When I look at Adobe, this thing isn't loading for me. Give me 1 second. The options chain, I usually look for out of the money or in the money contracts to be really, really higher, a lot higher than the out of the money. So if somehow this can get to like 350 or 375 for the following week, I always look for the following weeks. These will probably be worth about maybe like 150. So for 375, so this risk reward ratio looks really good to me. So tomorrow these would be worth around probably under 200. So under $200 for next week 375s. If Adobe booms, I doubt it actually booms, but if it does, you never know. Adobe could be great from these $250 to $1,500 in the money if it actually ends up moving. Same with the downside if you think it's going to drop like a rock. There's also Oracle this week. I love Oracle. I have a really good relationship with playing earnings in Oracle. So when I look at the Oracle chart, I don't see too much opportunity either. I don't think that these earnings plays are that good to play, but there is a nice little rejection right here. Looks like people have been coming in before earnings, so probably not going to want to play this very often. I played it one time before, and I think it was this one right here. Yeah, when I went from 88 to 106. So earnings can really move Oracle, so you just want to look at the options chain to see what is the best risk-reward ratio when you're playing those out-of-the-money contracts. I may stay away from Oracle, Adobe as well, but the options chain does look really good to get a really good return if you are on the right side. So those are more gambles. S&P 500 is going to move everywhere this week. I trade the SPX mostly every single day. That's basically all I've been trading recently because it pays ridiculously. And yeah, that's about all I got right now. So CPI data coming out on Tuesday is going to be massive. Wednesday as well with the actual decision from the Fed. So good luck out there and be very, very careful because these are going to be some very, very wild moves. So let me know if you need anything. Hit me up. Very responsive. Have a good week.